Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on just some DC news. Mainly, yeah, I think, is it all movie stuff? I think it's all movie stuff. It is, yeah, it's all movie. Oh, no, it's a bit of TV in there as well. Anyway, it's a mix and match, but just DCU, this new DCU stuff that's coming away. But anyway, we have just emerged from CinemaCon last week, which over the past few years, really, like post-COVID, really has turned into a pre-season of sorts for San Diego Comic-Con, though in some cases, it has surpassed Comic-Con. I think last year might have been an example of CinemaCon just being more interesting than Comic-Con. Not necessarily this ridiculous amount of news, but like the hype coming out of it. So yeah, it really wasn't like that before COVID. Like there was some instances of it depending on the year, but really it was just like this thing like for advertising for cinemas and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is the like the billboards and like the cutouts and stuff that we're going to be using that will be placed throughout your cinemas. That's really what it was, but now it's like Comic-Con Junior. But as I said, it can surpass it like it did last year. But anyway, it will be interesting to see what the case is this year. Like, is there interesting stuff coming to Comic-Con, not just from DC, but from all involved? Or was all the interesting stuff or anything of interest outside of maybe a few things shown at CinemaCon? I mean, it'll be interesting. It will be an interesting wait, but yeah, based off last year, Comic-Con hopefully, you know, pulls their finger out if you want to, but it actually has a go and actually tries to do stuff because like last year was pretty weak. But in the lead up to Comic-Con, people are wondering how much news is going to come out for, just DC related projects to James Gunn's new DC universe due to the fact that nothing was revealed at CinemaCon in regards to it or the upcoming Superman movie, which is being filmed at the moment, though it was brought up, but nothing was really revealed, which makes sense as next year's CinemaCon will be on before Superman comes out. Superman comes out July 11th, is it? Or like middle of July, roughly. And CinemaCon's, in April, like it was this year. So Comic-Con should be where more is revealed this year about some projects that haven't been talked about since that initial announcement early from last year from James Gunn, if they're going to go. There's still this thing where there's the potential that they're not going to do anything DC this year. There's still no confirmation that DC's got a presence at Comic-Con this year because James Gunn's like, well, I'm going to be busy, I'm going to be working, but I don't know, maybe that's just lower expectations and then all of a sudden they're there. I'm not too sure. But until we wait for Comic-Con this year, there has been some news that has come out over the past week or so, so let's go over it. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your various thoughts on everything we'll go over. Do you have any differing opinions? Any new opinions? Whichever it is, let me know in the comments. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and just want to show support, drop a like, takes 2 seconds. So the first thing to talk about is actually something that came out like literally, 2 hours, 3 hours or something before I made, oh no, actually it was, I think I saw it about 2 or 3 hours before I made this video. I think it might have come out when I was sleeping. I'm not too sure. Time differences, time zones, it's a killer. But anyway, Pruitt Taylor Vince, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, has been cast as Pa Kent or Jonathan Kent in James Gunn's Superman film. If you just said the name, I'd be like, who the hell is that? Though I don't think this is going to be a ridiculously big role. It's probably going to be only a few scenes, you have to think. But when I saw him, I was like, he looks goddamn familiar. And that's because he played Otis in The Walking Dead. He was the character who shot Carl in season 2. And then Shane just uses as like a sacrificial lamb to the zombies. Spoil it, I guess, if you have not seen The Walking Dead, but that season aired like a bajillion years ago, so I don't know if it's that much of a spoiler anymore. But anyway, he played that character. He's been in another decent amount of things as well. There's some stuff that I've seen that I just couldn't remember him from, but I remember him in that role just because he got annihilated by zombies. But anyway, he's been cast. There's been a lot of conjecture around this because a lot of people will die on the hill. I don't think it's necessarily you have to choose one or the other, but people will die on the hill that Jonathan Kent has to be dead in the present day in Superman's journey. He cannot be alive. I probably lean towards that. I think it's just because it's a big character building thing for Superman, but I don't think it necessarily has to be the case. Like 100% if he isn't dead, then it ruins the movie. But I probably lean the way where I probably prefer it if Jonathan Kent is dead just because of that character building side. But we don't know. Like, we don't know if this is current date. This could be a flashback. All we know is that we're not getting an origin story. Like, that's the thing that James Gunn has said about this Superman movie. There's no origin story. But that doesn't mean we don't see him when he's younger. Or we don't see him when he... Like, it could be like Man of Steel, where they do the flashbacks. So, or even other Superman things where they do the flashbacks potentially. So that could be what's the case here, and that's where you see the character. So, yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean he's alive. The only thing that maybe leans to that is the fact that he's a bit older. A lot of people thought they might have gone for a younger Jonathan Kent if they were doing anything there, but I don't know. It's a wait and see. There's no Martha Kent cast at this moment. This was a scoop, by the way, by the Wrap, so that's probably it wasn't like an official announcement like Warner Brothers put it out there. This was via the Wrap, so Martha Kent might come soon enough. But this is probably because they're not probably not going to film this scene maybe for like another bit, because they're not filming in necessarily chronological order of the movie. So yeah, I guess when the time comes, we'll learn who Martha Kent is as well. But I don't know. Do you think that Jonathan Kent needs to be dead in the present day for the Superman story? Do you really not care? Or do you actually like the idea of him being alive? Let me know. The next thing is just this photo that Isabella Merced, who of course is playing Hawkgirl, which is still there's little discussion whether it's good casting or not because she's like 2 foot tall. But then again, it's a goddamn comic book movie. I'm sure they can just put her in like high heeled boots and all of a sudden she's flying. It doesn't really matter when she's flying because she's flying. So it doesn't really matter then I guess when we get to that point. But anyway, she posted this photo on her Instagram story of herself, Sean Gunn in the foreground, and in the background we can see Tom King. Tom King is one of the architects of James Gunn's new DC universe, and also he wrote Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, as long as some other comic books as well, and he's going to be like a sort of a consultant of sorts for James Gunn, if like he needs to know anything. Now I'm not too sure if like Tom King's like a massive encyclopedia for DC stuff, but it might be for like specific things that James Gunn goes to him as well, because James Gunn has admitted that he's a big DC fan, but he's not like this encyclopedia. Like there's he knows a decent amount, but not everything. Like I don't know if there's a percentage there, but he still needs help when needed. Now, a lot of people are wondering what this means. I mean, for Tom King, we already knew he was going to be on set. I think James Gunn had said that Tom King was going to be on set, so that's not too much of a surprise. And I mean, Sean Gunn, spoiler alert, he's James Gunn's brother, so I don't know if there's much of a surprise there. But of course, we do know that he is playing Maxwell Lord in live action in the DCU. So a lot of people wonder, does that mean Maxwell Lord's going to be in Superman? But we do know that something else started filming recently over the past within the past week, and that was Peacemaker Season 2. So James Gunn surprisingly announced that he'd already said that they were on day 1 of filming for Peacemaker Season 2. He revealed this through like a photo of the back of Peacemaker's helmet where you can see the reflection of him with his phone. And he also did announce that he's going to be directing episodes, but also 3 other directors will be joining him for the season. Now, of course, this goes against what had been originally said, eons ago at this point, when he said he'd be directing all the episodes. But then, of course, now he's directing Superman, so he doesn't have the time. So I don't know how many episodes he's going to direct. It's a wait and see. Might direct the premiere and the finale, and then the other directors film in between. We're not too sure. I don't know if he actually gave specific reasoning about that. But the thing he said on Threads was, I'll be directing some of the episodes I'm directing today, but there are 3 other great directors joining me for the season. So I don't know if they're going to be the same directors that joined him for season 1, because as I said, he didn't direct all the episodes for season 1 either. But people wondering about Maxwell Lord being in Superman, but what about if he's in Peacemaker Season 2? That's a definite option there. I mean, if you're going to debut a character like that, I mean, maybe sneak him into Peacemaker Season 2 and just doing a little thing there, that might be the way to go. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm in the wrong there and that's a silly idea, but I think this photo doesn't necessarily mean he's in Superman. It doesn't necessarily mean he's in Peacemaker Season 2 either, but he doesn't necessarily have to be in Superman based on this photo, but he could be in Peacemaker Season 2, but he doesn't have to be in either. So, I don't know. Once again, it's a wait and see, but Peacemaker Season 2 is ages away. So who knows when we'll find out about that. And the final thing to talk about is just some stuff in regards to Joker 2. So we've, the trailer already come out. I'm sure most people have already watched it, and, whether you like it or not like it, whatever it is. Based after like a couple of days, I feel like, I know like people get excited when they see a trailer, but I did see a lot of people like start to turn on it. And I'm like, God, people are quick to flip flop. But anyway, I thought it was okay. It looks like it's going to be like the first movie, but I think it's also like in regards to the style, but I think it's also one of those ones where I think it's either going to be on the quality of the first one. And if you enjoyed the first one, you gave like an 8 out of 10, you're probably going to give this one an 8 out of 10. But it could also be a disaster because of the musical aspect and whether it works. But you can't judge a movie until you see it. So I think people like flip-flopping around too much are just going to confuse themselves. But anyway, this is coming from Variety. They were the one that wrote this. Actually, they got the exclusive, might I say. So they said the trailer launch for JokerFolieADeux was no laughing matter for Warner Brothers. The marketing for the studio's upcoming DC sequel, headlined by Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, got off to a stellar start with 167 million viewers in its first 24 hours. The teaser trailer went online right after it debuted at Warner Brothers CinemaCon presentation in Las Vegas. Sources tell Variety that the Joker's sequel trailer numbers and social media engagement surpassed that of the first Barbie trailer to become Warner Brothers' biggest launch in recent years. Now, this doesn't surprise me too much because the first one was a big one for the trailer thing as well, and it really became like a water cooler like movie and just a water cooler topic. Like, you're gonna go see Joker, what do you think of the trailer? And then when the movie came out, it became a water cooler topic. So the fact when you chuck in Lady Gaga and just, you know, and also people they probably watched Joker at home and not in the cinemas, you know, in you know, the years that followed the first one, because the first one came out in 2019, so it's almost been, yeah, it's been like pretty much going on 5 years once this comes out. It doesn't feel like that was that long ago as well. But yeah, so it's not too much of a surprise there. And also, like, it was like teased as well, like they put out the teaser trailer, like that teaser for the trailer, which had like Joker laughing in the rain or whatever it was, and that got a lot of views, and it said trailer later tonight, so then people were waiting around for it. So it's not too much of a surprise it had this big success, but obviously for Warner Brothers, you know, this maybe like gives them an idea of what the movie might perform in the box office because of how well Barbie went in the box office, and now this is surpassing like the trailer views and the excitement and everything like that. So for them, they'd be pretty confident, but we're waiting until October to get this for our eyes, so still a decent wait. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it, show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions and all the stuff we went over in this video. Always curious to hear what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.